Brian from the Tone Jerks podcast here. Gonna do a little promo, a little advertising for our Patreon. Patreon.com/theToneJerks. You guys can help support the show, but you guys also get extra episodes. You get those to an RSS link. You got to put that in your podcatcher, and you get all the premium content. So just going to give you a little teaser from this week's episode, where I do my take on the Kyle Files, called the Brian Files. Things that, piss me off, and Kyle tries to calm me down. If you guys want to hear more of this, you guys can check it out at patreon.com/theToneJerks, and enjoy. Okay, so I wanted to rip off the Kyle Files, Stolen Valor, the Brian Files.
Oh,
I got some things that are chapping my hide.
The brewing.
Yeah, and so I just got to bring them out there and see what you have to say about it.
All right.
Okay, so this is one thing.
This will probably be real stuff, just so you know. We're not going to put it on the main.
What?
This will be real.
Oh, I thought you were saying this is going to be real.
No.
This shit is definitely real.
This is going to be real.
Yeah. Okay, so top-mounted jacks.
Okay.
They're not that great. Everybody says, like, oh, yeah, if you have, like, MXR-sized pedals, like, top-mounted jacks, you can get everything close together.
Yeah.
Well, the shit is so close together that sometimes your plugs can't even fit.
Yeah.
Your pancake plugs.
Yeah, they're super wide.
Guess what? They don't fucking work. They don't fucking plug in there.
All right, Bill Burr, calm down.
So you got to get, you got to have like a different right angle or straight. I'm like, so all the space that you're saving by squeezing pedals together, you better have the right fucking cable, or you better have them straight out. So, oh yeah, your vertical space.
Yeah.
Or like stuff north of the pedal. Oh yeah, you lost space.
Yeah.
So guess what? You think you're like, I'm so slick over here.
Well,
Pushing my pedals together.
What they should do is top mounted and bottom mounted. So you just go have like a 2-inch like cable just straight in there. Boom. Money right there.
That's $1 million, right?
No,
Jesus Christ. That'd be so specific. That means you're,
Oh, but I want to move this. Oh.
Tough shit, bitch.
No, they should have they should have them on both, top and bottom.
They should have inputs on every side. The sides,
Boom.
The top, and the bottom.
Yeah, and then when it pushes in, it engages it, God. There you go.
What a fucking nightmare would that be? I don't know.
Then,
for you,
and
would
then
that
DC
be?
jack, same thing.
Yeah. What if you plug all 4 DC jacks at the same time?
It just melts. It melts through the aluminum.
Oh, God. Fucking shit. I don't know. Well, because I was trying to put pedal, when I was doing my pedal board for the PT Junior, putting that together, I had the Southampton one, and that has top-mounted jacks, and
you had to find like the sweet spot to get it.
No, it's a bitch. I had to use slivers.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, and it still was like tight. Slivers plus
tight, dude.
Then with the DC jack in there too. I'm like, there's no room for error here.
Yeah.
Okay, there's less room for error. But I'm like, okay,
the tolerances we were talking about here.
Yeah. There's zero tolerance. They're like for the pancake.
Yeah.
Like I like those a lot. They're fine. They're actually, I have the sinusoid ones. They're cheaper. And like, I don't know. It's not gonna be like the capacitance with the. I'm like, no, they're fine. The slivers are nicer because they're smaller.
Well, actually, the capacitance is the impedance. They run together.
Yeah,
they're from the same clip.
I hear, like everybody, doesn't like the side ones because like, oh, you can't get your pedals as close together. I'm like, how close are you trying to get these fucking things to where you can't even step on them?
Yeah.
Do you see those boards?
Have you had it where they're so close that like they ground out? Like
no,
no, where it like touches
another pedal.
The metal on one plug touches the metal on another plug, and it just.
No, I don't think I can't get them that close.
It's like,
well, yeah. If you ever see some of those boards where they're all top mounted, and be like, look how many pedals I can get here.
Cool.
Can you? And some of the ones that have double, like say Matthews or whatever, have like the two, foot
like
switches.
A tap tempo on one side,
or like say like the Chemist that I had, where it's like you can do 2 presets or something like that. Something like that. Like Matthews, they're cool ideas, cool companies. We can get 2 reverbs in one, 2 delays, and same one, but just pick whatever. Blah blah blah. You can't fucking access those when you're like, oh, these are all top mounted. Cool idea. Get them all together. You can't fucking access those switches.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, ballerina. Get it with my big toe.
Yeah.
Get that only with that one. Hey, okay. Is that ever going to work at a show?
No.
Like, even at band practice, I can't even, like, I'm not that accurate. Like, longitude, latitude, ready? Oh, here we go. I'm like, no, that's not, you're not going to fucking get those that close. So people are, like, bitching about.
Target acquired.
Yeah. Got him.
Raining down.
It's like what is it, T-1000? Or is no, like Terminator. You can't get it. Anyway, so it's like, I saw like, different Instagram posts where like people are like, it's less now, the mini pedal craze, which I love mini pedals. I think they're just fun. They're cute, but people are saying like, everybody's doing these mini pedals and cram this shit in here. But look, so they pick the biggest type of right angle plugs that you can do.
Yeah.
And then they say, ours are top mounted. Look how much space is taken up with a mini pedal with these type of jacks. And it's bigger than, a regular MXR size pedal that has top mounted jacks. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, cool. So
Good
what
one.
if you used a smaller profile? Then it's smaller. Argument done, fucker. And the thing is that when you get them that close together, you can't fucking hit, like your foot is still fucking big. I have, smaller feet.
Yeah, they're pretty dainty.
I have like 10 and a half, but I'm like, what if it was like a big old fucking honking shoes? If you got something to do with 13s, like he's not going to be able to hit
Yeah.
those pedals that close together.
That's probably one of the reasons why I just leave them all on.
Yeah. It's like, can't hit these. I don't know.
Nobody touched these.
I like the idea of like the last practice we had. I'm like, I hit maybe 2 to 3 pedals. That was all I did. I was like, this is cool. I hit a delay, hit a wah sometimes. Wah is pretty big. And then I just rolled the volume. Anyways. So that was, you got nothing, top jacks. Do you care?
Not really.
Not really, yeah.
No.
I guess a big offender to kind of go off of that, people get upset about the MXR ones where the DC is
It's really close.
to the input.
I feel that.
That's a bitch. Why do they do that?
I don't know. I think because it's easy to mount it on the PCB. And they're all like that. So because they just copy and paste the PCB.
It's like, hey, we've made these enclosures.
Yeah.
Keep speed it up, Eleanor.
Yeah.
It's like the factory line. They just keep on going. I'm like, why don't you move that just a little bit down?
I think the enclosures are done. Let's see. I think that it's a square. Like the actual where the DC jack comes out is square. They must pre-order them like that.
Yeah.
And then everything else just falls into place.
Yeah. I don't know. I was never big on. Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, top mounted jacks are the best. I'm like, I don't really subscribe to that. I don't think so.
No.
They're a bitch sometimes. If you don't have the right plugs, if you have pancake plugs, it's a big fuck you.
Maybe it's really good if all your
It was a big fuck me is what I was when I was trying to get those together. I was like, mother god damn it. And I was in the same thing when I had my wah. You can't use the slivers with the fucking wah. You have to have the fucking pancakes. Ugh. Anyways, this is Brian Files. I get angry. I get way more angry than Kyle does.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty mild.
Mild
Brian's
Kyle.
a little more spicy, if you know what I mean.
All right. Non-locking tuners. What's the deal with the non-locking tuners?
Yeah.
It's my next one.
All right.
Why would you not have locking tuners on your guitar? I guess like for vintage correctness.
Yeah, but do you really want to be vintage out of tune also?
That's like tuners, having locking tuners, depending if they're really shitty.
Yeah.
It's not like locking tuners.
It doesn't keep you in tune. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not. It's a bitch to change those things.
Yeah.
I have vintage style tuners on my Jazzmaster, and I'm like, oh, I dread changing those strings.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. I think I'm going to change those to locking tuners, but it's like,
what?
I'm the Know Your Gear, Phil McKnight.
Mm-hmm.
He
Spurzile, or what is it?
No, it's the Graph Tech.
Oh.
He's talked about a couple of different ones, but the Graph Tech ones has these little like different plates for different types of like screw holes, like your major ones. I'm like, oh, you can put these plates in and you don't have to drill new holes.
Oh, that's
and
right.
then they lock in. I'm like,
That's cool.
They're ratio tuners, so they're smoother. They're better for like
You said they're racial tuners?
ratio.
Oh.
What would a racial tuner be? Explain it to me, Slick.
Racial tuner? Racial profiles, tuner cars?
It's like freeform
the
association. You're
the
trying to figure out,
JDM
you're
tuners.
trying
That's
to
what they.
pull
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Ooh, I got myself out. Woo!
Champion. ratio
heating up.
ratio tuners. Where I don't know, it's supposed to be better. Of like, oh, the bigger strings don't turn as much or whatever, or like the smaller ones don't need as much turning
torque and stuff
to like what to get them into whatever. Anyway, it's a cool idea for a tuner, but the fact that like the locking plates, or like the plates to put them on, you don't have to mounting plates, you don't have to drill for it. So I'm like, okay, if I ever decide to sell the Jazzmaster and it's a more expensive guitar, American vintage reissue or whatever. Anyway, that's kind of my thing. The one thing I do like is that they are locking. You can just pull the string in as taut as you can get it, lock it in, cut it off the end there, and then just tune it. Nice. You don't have to like, I need to make sure it's measured correctly. I have this much space. Okay, it's cut in. I have to push it down into the thing. I have to bend it at the right angle, and then you have to tune it and
hold it down.
Make sure it doesn't pop out, and then make sure it catches on itself.
Yeah, lined up on the bridge, lined up on the nut, push down.
And then there's some other ways to do it. I was watching some videos on Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, vintage style when you put it the through hole type deal and like almost like threading a needle. I'm like, man, that's a a skill, and you got to do that 6 times. It's like it's like a thing that I'm like, oh man, I gotta buy the fucking strings and now I gotta do this shit too.
The P-bass, you have to cut it to the right length, and you have to put it into
that's what
the top.
I think that's how the Jazzmaster that I have is.
Okay, I like that actually, but they don't make do they make locking tuners for bass?
I don't think so.
Because why? Why would you?
It's I don't know.
I only break the A string, so I just climb up a little more on the E.
I break A string.
When I say A, I mean all.
So I don't know. That's my thing. It's like I understand for maybe like vintage correctness or like the aesthetic, but I'm like, I don't notice tuners that much. I'm like, you can still get a nickel and chrome looking tuner. And just make it
no one's looking at your tuners.
Make it a fucking like locking, so it's easy for you. I don't know. All locking tuners. That's what I want for all my guitars. Fine, you guys can have your vintage style correction. Tuners. I'm gonna have locking on mine. Okay, this is another one that I have. My last one for the Brian Files. Pedals that run on weird voltage. Okay, so like 12 volt.
12 volt?
22 volt.
30 volt?
30 volt. What the fuck?
Yeah, AC, so 120.
So, yeah, okay. This is maybe not less of like a bitching that it's like, I don't get it. Why are these pedals running at these weird voltages? I'm sure
it's something to do with headroom. You have more control.
I know that's a buzzword too. What the fuck does that mean?
It means you can get louder. You have more gain. You can have more.
But I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the weird ones. I'm like, hey, 12 and 22. Are you fucking kidding me? So it's like,
I don't know what the 22 is all about.
Get your own fucking power supply.
Yeah.
And then Johnny's the
Rusty Box. Chronograph Rusty Box.
30 volts.
30 volts.
What the fuck? That sucks.
Yeah. That is weird.
So it's like it makes it to where you don't want to put it on a pedal board because you have to have that fucking wall wart. There's no power supplies that have 30 volts.
Yeah, you'd have to find one that has
like,
the right center.
Is it really getting that sweet spot with 30 volts? I'm like, you couldn't do that with 24 or even 18. 18 wasn't enough for you. No, 30. We want to make sure you don't fucking lose this power supply because if you do, you're fucked.
You can't just double the 9s.
No, and I think 18. Okay, I get that because a lot of power supplies will come with 18, and even your little MXR mini guy,
has
9
18.
or 18. And I understand, like, okay, this is maybe also me. I don't understand amps and volts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
More milliamps is more power draw, right? It's just a different. Yeah. Now I don't know what I'm talking about. I should probably shut up. This is the Brian Files. I'm like, what's the deal with 12 and 22?
I'm pissed. That's stuff I don't understand.
It ain't right. It ain't right. I don't know. I just that was one for me. This is like I'm ending it with a soft, lukewarm one that I'm just kind of just rolling in. It's a gutter ball.
Yeah.
I should have started off with the fucking top mounted jacks. Their top mounted jacks are cool, but they're not as good as everybody says.
Yeah.
Not as good as everybody says. Everybody says like they're the fucking winners. That's all. You get all your pedals right butted up next to each other. Is that really the best thing?
But you could also butt them together if they're on the side.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, how close?
It's just because my really expensive pedal has it on the top, so I want all my other pedals to be top.
I want to have as many pedals on my board as I can.
I'm only going to use 3.
And then you know what? That's fucking heavy.
Yeah. Shit.
And I only used a couple drives.